What's going on, guys? Styx here with the Token Minorities, bringing you another deck on Pokemon TCGO, and today I am bringing you a deck that I pretty much just stole from Orobomb. I'm not even going to pretend that I didn't steal it, because I stole this one completely, and that is one centered around Salazzle GX and Lurantis. And before I get into the deck, just a reminder that if you guys like this video or found it helpful, please leave a like, drop a comment, and click that subscribe button. It helps us out a ton and lets us do more cool stuff for you guys. And as for the question of the day, now I will explain why this question pertains to this deck after I explain the question, and that is, what card that everybody else seems to like? I mean, it can be either competitive, non-competitive, whatever, but what card that a lot of other people seem to like and get to work just never seems to work for you, no matter how much you try? And for this question, I actually have two answers. The first answer will explain why this question is related to the deck, and that's Salazzle. So Salazzle GX, no matter what deck I run it in, no matter what type of archetype I go for, no matter whether I make it a backup attacker, a main attacker, I just can never get Salazzle to work. It always just seems to be dead no matter what I draw. And like, I see plenty of people making it work in different styles of decks. No matter what I do, I just can never seem to get Salazzle to the work. And then the other one that is always been bugging me is Gengar Prime. I have been trying for almost a year to record with that deck and make it work. I am using exact lists by people that have used it successfully and that have done well with it, and I still cannot seem to get that to work. That is one of the first Prime decks that I built, and I still have not been able to get Gengar Prime to work. It is so frustrating. Oh my gosh, I mean, it still haunts me to this day. I've been trying to get Gengar Prime to work, but whenever I sit down to try to record with it, it just doesn't. Like, it's just like, hey, I know that this list worked for this person, but you're going to draw a hand of just Ghastly and all your Gengar Primes and no Haunters or any way other means of drawing, so you're just going to lose. So yeah, tough luck. Good try. Maybe next time. So yeah, Gengar Prime does that to me, and Salazzle does that to me in Standard. So what card do you guys have that just never seems to work with you, no matter how hard you try? But anyway, onto the deck. Like I said, this is centered around Salazzle GX, and basically I've done this before, where I paired it with Volcarona, Volcanion, and today I'm pairing it with Lurantis' Sunny Day to do 20 more damage. That way Heat Blast can actually take Okos in certain situations, and then just after 3 knockouts, Diabolical Claws is able to one-shot a certain, well, decent amount of GXs. So that's really just the whole premise of this deck. I'm going to try to go through it a little bit faster than I usually do, just because, I mean, y'all want to see me play, and also I'm running a little bit short on time. What can I say? Med school is destroying my life. But anyway, it's just very straightforward. You have 3 of Salandit and Salazzle GX, because I mean, main attacker, you want to have that out as often as possible. 1 copy of regular Salazzle, so that you can have the Hot Poison ability when you play this from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon. You may leave the opponent's active Pokemon burned and poisoned. Really, that doesn't do anything special apart from just adding 30 damage to Salazzle GX's output. And then, I mean, Salazzle GX needs all the help it can get in terms of damage output. Well, when you get like 2 Lurantises, a Choice Band out there, Salazzle actually Okos a decent amount of stuff. It's pretty cool. 3 of Fomantis and Lurantis, just have those things consistently. Normally you want to have 2 Lurantises at the absolute most, just because otherwise they clog up things on the bench. But having 3, I mean, if you can get it, then go for it. But 2 is normally what I would recommend. 1 just doesn't let you hit the right numbers, and 2 is just perfect. 2's right about perfect, because then with a Choice Band you're hitting for 180, and that's kind of a magic number. With more, you can obviously do more. 3 Lele, I mean, Lele is amazing. It can be a mon that you attach energy to. It can be something to search out. Brigette, Guzma, Sycamore, really whatever you need. As for the items, 2 Field Blower, because Garbotoxin shuts this deck down hard, and we also want to get rid of those pesky Choice Bands that give Salazzle GX a hard time. 1 Rescue Stretcher and 1 Super Rod as methods of recursion. Rescue Stretcher to get either one thing directly out of the discard pile or to shuffle stuff back in, and Super Rod just to be able to recur energy and Pokemon at the same time. 4 Ultra Ball guarantees gets us what we want when we want. 3 Scorched Earths as the Stadium of Choice. Scorched Earth plus Super Rod is pretty handy. I'll be honest, Super Rod, I have tended to really just do that for 3 energy more often than not, but I have occasionally grabbed a Pokemon, so that's why Super Rod is amazing. But Scorched Earth just lets us use things like Guzma and Brigette and Acerola on our turns to be able to still have a little bit of draw while also using a supporter. To Acerola, this was Aura Bomb special. Be able to pick up Salazzle or pick up Lurantis in the active spot, because Lurantis can be a little bit annoying. But mostly pick up things like Lele, Salazzle with Hot Poison if it gets damaged. Really just pseudo healing type of thing. 1 Brigette, because Lele into Brigette is the most powerful start for this deck. 4/4/3 of Sycamore N and Guzma as draw support, and then Lysandering or Catchering effects. I mean, that's what I'm comfortable with, so I decided to go with it. 4 choice bands so that we have those when we need the damage output that we want. 3 float stones for Lurantis, because otherwise it has 2 retreat cost and nobody wants to deal with that. And finally, 11 of the fire energy, just because that's kind of what this deck is centered around. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Let's just go ahead and see this deck in action. Alrighty, we have got one, and wow, my froze. Sorry. There we go. Okay, we're back. We're back against Ria MD, and yes, we do get to go first. So that is something that I really definitely would like to do. Well, granted, I'd kind of like to, you know, have a Mon or something to start with, but I mean, hey, maybe I'm just asking too much. But anyway, my opponent will get a mulligan, and I actually mulligan twice. So this hand, okay, so not the greatest hand, but I will be able at the very least to Lele for an N. I'd like to be able to Lele for a Brigette, but I have no other supporters in my hand, and so hopefully my opponent doesn't get too much off of the mulligans. Gets a Lele and a Noibat. Okay, so this is a Noivern deck. I'm just going to attach the energy to Salandit, and then Lele for an N. That way my opponent cannot really take advantage of the extra cards. We put him back down to 6 instead of 7. And I will get a fresh hand, hopefully with some Lurantises or something like that. And nope, I don't get any of those. I mean, of course, I should have kind of expected that at this point. But let's go ahead and Ultra Ball, get rid of the Salandit and the Field Blower for a Fomantis. That way I can at least start getting this thing going. And then I'm going to hold off on playing the Float Stone just in case I need to Ultra Ball for another Lele next turn. That way I can still evolve into Salazzle while still being able to get my supporter, and that's just kind of what I'm going to go for at this point. My opponent gets an N, of course he does. Or not an N, a Brigette. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. I'm in the middle of exam week. My brain is, well, to be fair, exam week has kind of turned into exam month. But I'm in the middle end of exams, so my brain is absolutely fried at this point. My opponent plays a Marini. So this is Noivern and Toxapex? Something like that? I don't know. But, yep, so I am glad that I did not play the Float Stone, because now I can still have the Salazzle. Or now I can still have the Lele while evolving the Salazzle. I mean, I guess still having the Salazzle does make sense too, so my brain was only slightly fried on that comment. And then I am just going to grab a Sycamore. Hopefully I can get another Fire Energy. I know that's weird to say, but I just have so much trouble getting Fire Energy, and, well, I wanted Fire Energy. I got Fire Energy. I am just going to go for the Diabolical Claws right here. Do 140 damage to my opponent's Lele, and yeah, I think next turn what I might do is, so what I can do is Brigette for another Salandit and another Fomantis, but then I only get I only get 4 cards off of the N. So it's a matter of what order do I want to play that in. So I think, okay, so I want to take advantage of my N as best as I can, but at the same time I think just setting up Salazzles will be enough to win me the game. Yeah, I think just setting up Salazzles and going to town will be enough to win me the game. My opponent does get rid of my choice band, but that's honestly not too big of a deal, because I'm still I'm two-shotting what I need to two-shot, and I'm one-shotting, well, once I get enough prizes, I'll be one-shotting what I need to one-shot. And my opponent looks like he is just going to give me the Lele, I guess. Oh, he instructs. Sorry, I forgot that Oranguru was sitting there. So, yeah, my opponent isn't just going to give me a Lele. He's actually going to, you know, use his abilities to their fullest extent. I know, that is an absolutely crazy notion. But the thing with Choice Band and, okay, so he's going to try to Guzma me. What's he going to Guzma into? Fomantis? Honestly, that's okay, because I have the energy to just manually retreat, and let's go ahead and do that. I could end to try to draw into a Float Stone or something, but I think, like I said, the best play is to just Brigette, get things set up in the background, and try to get those set up as quickly as possible. Let's go ahead and, yeah, with the Lurantis giving me an extra 20 damage, I will be able to two-shot this Toxapex even through the muscle dumbbells, so I'm still in a just fine position. And also, this allows me to play N while still getting 6 cards and getting my second Salazzle set up in the background. So I'm actually in a very, very good position. I also have a knockout on the Lele whenever I need it, so I'm in a phenomenal position right now. My opponent doesn't have a lot, so do I want to end, or do I want to wait till next turn? I think right now I'm just going to keep the fire energy in my hand, because I mean, at the very least, I get attackers, and maybe I can get like a Sycamore or something off of this. I do not, but I do get Guzma. So if my opponent tries to stall with Guzma, I'll still be able to counter that and bring back in the Salazzle that I want to be attacking. My opponent does bring out the Noibat, which is honestly okay. Noivern will be doing like maybe 40 damage to me. 40 into 120, which is only like 160, which I can definitely work through with my 2 Salazzles, and then with Lurantis giving me the extra 20 damage, I will be able to take bigger knockouts with my Salazzle's attack. And he is going to, what's he going to bring in? Okay, he's just going to try to stall with Lurantis. And then agility. Is he going to get the heads? He does, but, I mean, I'm going to be Guzmaing this turn anyway, so it really doesn't matter all that much. What I can do, actually, is save Guzma if I want to, but nah. I'm going to save the Acerola for later, because what I was saying is, like, I could potentially do that. But I think the better play is to just go ahead and Heat Blast. And the reason I'm picking off this Lele so early is because this way I have Diabolical Claws for 200 damage, which will allow me to knock out Noivern. And, well, I would have had it if I was in a position that I could have gone for it, but fortunately or unfortunately, I mean, I'm going to say unfortunately, because that was actually really going our way. Our opponent just really couldn't get much going at all. So, unfortunately, my opponent concedes, but Salazzle was able to put in a huge amount of work. So, yeah, there you go. Let's go ahead and try to find another one with this deck. Alrighty, we have found another one against Master Earth, and honestly, how funny would that be if we had a mirror match right now? Because it looks like he is doing the exact same composition as me, and luckily we do win the coin flip. The coin flips seem to be going our way, so I'm okay with this. I'm less okay with this hand, because while I will be able to get a turn, well, I mean, I'll be able to Lele into Brigette for a setup, the fact that I'm probably going to have 3 Leles is a lot less than ideal. And my opponent plays Tangela. What the heck? But what I am going to do right here is Ultra Ball, get rid of the Choice Band and the Lurantis to grab another Lele. Or do I want to just... Okay, so I am just going to grab regular... I am just going to grab Lele for Brigette. I could have gone for something else, but I decided that... I mean, I could have gone for like an N or something, but I think I'm just going to accept the fact that all my Fomantis are prized. That's lovely. That is absolutely phenomenal that all my Fomantis are prized, but what I'm going to do is just attach to Salazzle and kind of just go from there and hope that it pans out. Maybe I can get a Float Stone off of something. My opponent is going to want to tag. Please end me. I would be very, very happy if you end me. But if I can get, honestly, if I can get a turn 2 Salazzle, I'm just going to be, I'm going to be in a perfect position, because it looks like my opponent's running a Tangrowth deck. So just being able to one-shot those guys will be absolutely phenomenal. And also not have, maybe potentially getting a Fomantis at some point will also be phenomenal. And we see Victinian Leddyba. So I honestly, I have no idea what my opponent's running at this point. And wow, I top deck the Salazzle. That's gorgeous. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and get the Salazzle going, and then I'm going to Lele. I could grab Guzma, but I think the best play is to just go for Sycamore, so I can get a fresh hand of 7. And yeah, there we go. And okay, my opponent just forfeits because I probably would have gotten a Float Stone or some way to get my Lele out of dodge, and then I could have just gone to town with Salazzle. So that was a really, really quick game. And I'm gonna try to find at least one more. I mean, hopefully it's a good one, but yeah, gonna try to find another one with this deck. So, my bad, was a little bit late on the clicking record. I kind of saw that I was getting a match and then was like, oh wait, I didn't press record. Ah! But wow, so I mean, coin flips definitely our way. I start off, this is gorgeous. So I'm gonna be able to get a couple Salazzle, a couple Fomantis going like turn 1. This is great, and choice bands. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and grab 2 Salazzle, or 2 Salandit, sorry, and a Fomantis, playing energy onto a Salandit, and I think I'm just gonna end my turn right there. I could have played one of the choice bands to try to bait out a Field Blower early, but I don't think that would be the best and most optimal play. So for the time being, I'm just going to kind of let this go. And my opponent is going for another Lele, which, I mean, that's good for me. That's just more potential easier prizes that I can get in certain situations. So yeah, I mean, this is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good for me. And, I mean, my opponent is just... Okay, so my opponent's playing a Golisopod deck. So this is going to work out... Okay, if I can draw into a Salazzle this turn, this is going to work out really, really well for me. Because what I can do is just choice band these guys up, Sycamore, get rid of those guys, and hopefully draw into a Salandit. Oh my gosh, I don't... Or I draw into a way to get a Salazzle, but I don't have a Float Stone or anything like that, so that's... honestly just unfortunate at this point. Man, that sucks. So I am just going to grab my Salazzle so I can have that next turn, but that is incredibly frustrating. No Float Stone, no... man. So that really sucks. So my opponent will be able to get a free prize off of this. And thing is, with Choice Band, if I evolve into my Salazzle, I will be able to one-shot the Lele. So hopefully that turn wasn't reminiscent of how the rest of this match is going to go, because if it is, then, I mean, if I'm just going to be like 1 card short the entire time, that's going to be very frustrating, and that's kind of a trend that I've noticed a little bit with this deck. Well, at least in testing and everything, and he's actually... okay, so this is what I even more didn't want, because now he's just going to get a free hit off on my Salazzle when I would have been able to one-shot the Lele. So this is... Man, this is frustrating, and off of that 1 card my opponent... well, off those, like, couple cards my opponent got what he needed to do that. So I am just going to grab a Lele right now, that way I can actually, you know, have something to go for. I mean, okay, at the very least, I'm going to be able to knock out this Lele with Burn and Poison, but that means I do lose the ability to evolve this Salazzle on the bench into, or the Salandit on the bench into a Salazzle GX. So I was forced to use a couple resources that I really didn't want to use, and I am just going to get rid of that Fire Energy because I'd rather... Well, maybe I shouldn't have, because I can't get Fire Energy apparently. Man, and no supporter, well, and no draw supporter or anything like that. There's 1 Fire Energy in the discard pile and I didn't get that. That's unfortunate. So what I am going to do is just grab the Salandit. That way I can potentially get something else set up. And let's play the Choice Band down there just to try to force my opponent's hand with the Field Blower. And now let's Heat Blast, knock out the Tapu Lele. And yeah, so I mean, even if I had gotten another Lurantis or something like that, I would have been able to knock it out and save the... Okay, so I get a Lele and a Sycamore, so that's nice at the very least, but man, where's all my energy? Like, I need to get another Salazzle set up, because all my opponent has to do is just evolve into Golisopod right now, and he'll be able to knock me out. And that's what's super frustrating about that first turn. Had he not gotten that free hit with Lele off on my Salazzle, I would not be in a position right now to get knocked out by a Golisopod, which, I mean, he's going to be getting right here, which, honestly, that's insanely frustrating. Like, I whiff, and then I whiff this next turn to where... Okay, so... Yeah, I whiffed the first turn on... The first time on being able to retreat, which causes him to get the damage off, which allows him to knock out this Salazzle. This past turn, I whiffed on energy, which I could have used to set up my Salandit on the bench to evolve into Salazzle next turn, which would have allowed me to revenge KO this Golisopod with a fresh Salazzle. So, this sucks. This really sucks right now. Like, crap. Because now he's just going to be able to, like, cycle Golisopods, and there's the energy just a little bit too freaking late. Because I'm going to Sycamore this turn, I'm just going to go ahead and play the Choice Band onto Lele just to have it on the board. And I think there's another Lurantis, so that's nice and a little bit too late as well. You know what? I need to do this. I need to see if I can get something else. Let's Ultra Ball, get rid of the Ultra Ball and the Scorched Earth to grab another Salazzle. That way, I mean, hopefully my opponent doesn't have Guzma, but in the situation that he does have Guzma, I'd like to not have my only energy on the board just get knocked out immediately. But right now I just have to pray that my opponent doesn't have Guzma, and I mean, okay, at this point I'm due for my opponent not to have something, because I've had two very, very crucial turns where not having something really, really cost me. And I had plenty of opportunities to get it, especially that energy last turn. I can't believe that I whiffed on the energy. Like, I run so many in this deck. But, I mean, yeah. That was insanely frustrating, not gonna lie. But I think at this point we're due for my opponent not to have... something. Like, I think we earned it, and I think that it's about time that it goes our way. I think that's a reasonable hope. I think we can all get on board with the fact that I deserve this at this point. But of course he has Guzma. He doesn't even have to dig for it at all. Of course he frickin' has Guzma. That's insane. That's dumb. I'm sorry, but that's just straight up dumb. That's so stupid. And he gets the heads too. So, I mean, I kind of think my opponent should have played the Super Scoop Up before he played the energy onto Lele. But, man, this is going downhill fast. And it's literally just a snowball effect from not being able to hit that. And he gets the... Oh my gosh. And he gets the Field Blower as well. So my opponent's just getting literally everything he could possibly want right now. And I'm getting a little bit salty. Like, I'll admit, but I feel like it's justified, because it's so frustrating when you do everything you can and you even design your deck for this type of situation, but then your deck literally just does not cooperate at all. So, you know what? That's 5 energy in the discard pile now. I have to do it. I have to do it. I can play the Salandit right there. Let's Scorched Earth, get 2 more cards. I think I'm going to Float Stone up the Lele, and I'm going to save the Super Rod in case I want another... Or do I just want to put energy back? I think... Yeah, at this point I'm just going to put... I'm going to put Salazzle and 2 energy back. That way I have it. That way I can, like, if my opponent ends me, I can guaranteed... Or I can give myself better odds of drawing into Salazzle and energy late game. So I have a bunch of energy. I should be able to draw into it. And now that we knocked out the Golisopod, yeah, he will be able to respond with a KO. But what I'm going to hopefully do is just end my opponent down low. Yes, he does have the Octillery, so that'll mitigate it a little bit. But as long... Okay, so he ends me. I just need energy. I literally just need energy, and I have a chance to win. So I unfortunately do not hit energy right there. I hit a Salazzle and an N, but, I mean, I have... half my deck is energy at this point. Like, I know that half my deck... At least half my deck is energy. Well, at the very least half my deck is energy, because I know for a fact that there are at least 5 energy cards in there. So all I need to do... This sucks right now, but what I'm going to do is promote the Lurantis, and then, okay, I just need to draw into one of them. And nope, I get the second Salazzle. I gotta end, hopefully get 1 energy card. And I don't, so I'm out of here. Screw this. I mean, yeah, that's... I'm very salty about that, because, like, multiple times I had the ability to be in a great spot. Like, early on, all I needed was the Float Stone, and I would have been able to knock out my opponent's Lele. Didn't get that. All I needed was the energy to set up a Golisopod in the back to immediately respond, or all I need is the energy to set up a Salazzle in the back to immediately knock out the Golisopod that knocked out my damaged Salazzle, which would have given me a fresh Salazzle that he eventually got an extra hit off on, which put him in the position to knock that out, and then I just needed the 1 energy for that turn to attach to potentially give me a shot to win, and of course I don't get that. So I mean, I'm very frustrated right now. Like, that just sucks. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and this is Styx signing out. Why not? See you guys.